How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Morrowind. Right where we left off, literally the same day. So, some point in the future, I will return to this game and not know what's going on because I played like 4 hours involved. But, I don't know, I kind of just wanted to keep playing. And I'd reached my hour mark, so the only thing I can do from there is just start another episode, right? So one of the problems I noticed with our last episode was, I tend to be dying a lot. And there's an easy way to fix that. It's called leveling up, which is something that, despite being 2 hours into the game, you haven't done. So I'm gonna level up something. I think security. I'm gonna level up. Well, should I level up security or acrobatics? Is acrobatics a major skill? It shouldn't be. No, it's not. Okay. I'm gonna level up acrobatics. How many times do I want to do it? 7 times. And then we'll level up some major skills. And then we'll return to Caius like we're supposed to. But I kind of want to get to level 2. Because I kind of want to die a little less. Leveling up strength and endurance first does mean we won't have, like, our max magicka will be capped at 270. But 270 is more than most characters will ever reach in the game. So my acrobatics trainer is down here. It's this cat lady right here. One, two, three, four, five, six. And that brings me up to 9, 10. Alright, and one of my major and mystic skills is the lowest. So restoration is the lowest. So we'll go train with restoration. The reason we're starting with the lowest instead of the most useful is because we're still strapped for cash. So lowest generally means cheapest to train. As you can see in Morrowind, we've done a little bit of adventuring. Like, we haven't done the most adventuring, but actually there's something else I wanted to do. I'll show this off even though I can't, even though I don't intend to fully automate it yet. Well, not fully automate it, but fully get money out of it yet. I think you're a restoration trainer, if I remember correctly. You are. So this one we just train until it says you're good to go. There we go. Rest and meditate on what you've learned. Would you move? So we rest until healed in one of these beds, because well, actually we had a disturbing dream. You had a disturbing dream. You can only recall one part. A tall figure in a golden mask led you among the dead through a wedding celebration. You heard many voices, but no lips moved. You strained to breathe. Your chest didn't move. A tall figure spoke, and with each figure he passed among, laughing and joking, as if they were alive. But they made no reply. You tried to cry out, but without breath, your tongue fluttered in vain. Wonder who that was. Right, give it another try. So this is the level up menu. You'll notice that you get 3 little dots, and you can put these dots anywhere in the menu, and they all have a multiplier by them. So because this one's a multiplier times 5, we put the dot next to it. It becomes 35 instead of 30. This one becomes 55, and you'll notice that I have 1 dot remaining. The reason for that is because that dot is generally always going to be slotted into luck. Now, slotting it into luck isn't necessarily the optimal way to go about it, but luck has no skills assigned to it. So luck will only ever get 1 point. So luck's maximum multiplier is 1. So I do intend to level up luck a bit. I probably won't level it up all the way to 100 because that means we'll have to go up to level 62 to get it all the way to 100, which doesn't seem feasible. Strength, we will continue to level up and we'll continue to try to get the +5 multiplier. Endurance, we're always going to get the +5 multiplier until we get to 100, and then we can move on to one of our other skills. After strength and endurance, we'll probably do intelligence and willpower, and maybe agility, because agility, having a high agility really helps you hit things, and we kind of need to hit things in melee. But that's our level 2. And the grind starts over at this point, because we have to get our endurance back to level 10, but we don't have to worry about that right now. While I'm here, I also want to try to see if this works. So, in base game Morrowind, our mysticism is hilariously low. You could trap the souls of your summons, and then you could sell the souls that you trapped for a bunch of gold. We couldn't do that there, probably because we don't have a soul gem that's large enough. But we're off to Kai'Sa now. We are 7 minutes in. We're making progress. Part 4. Part 5. Part 5. We are level 2 now. And we'll start leveling up faster once we get into things. It's just at the moment we're just not there yet, you know? We got more setup to do. Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah. These are the notes from Hasfat and Tabulus. Excellent. I trust he didn't work you too hard for them. I'll look them over later, but now I have some new orders for you. I've glanced at Hasfat and Tabulus' notes. They cover the 6th house admirably, but not the Nevering cult. Hop on over to the Balmor's Mages Guild. It's right next to the Fighters Guild. Get Shargon Girl Malak to tell you what she knows about the Nevering cult. She'll have some silly errand for you, do what she asks, and report back when she's given you the information. Orders. Very smart for an orc. An unhealthy interest in the dark arts, perhaps, but very smart. She's always worried that the temple will bust in and stick her in a fire. And worried with good reason. Okay. Tribunal Temple is a native religion. They worship the 3 god kings, Amalexius, Othithil, and Vilvek, who are known together as the Tribunal. We usually just call it the Temple. They're narrow-minded and superstitious, but I find a lot to admire, particularly in their concern for the poor. They accept Outlanders as members, but very few join except for services. Talk to Ferdralo Sadri in the Balmor Temple if you're interested in joining. Now, we will join the temple. And I don't know why I always join the temple, but I always do. It's kind of fun. But it's also a bit problematic. And the reason it's a bit problematic is story related. So I don't want to spoil it, but you can get into some funky situations where, like, you're the head of the temple, but also the temple really doesn't like you. And there are temple guards called Ordinators. They have very valuable armor. And you can get into scenarios where all of the Ordinators are attacking you, even though you're technically the person that's in charge of their organization. So it's a little off. No known interruptions. Oh, you're with Caius. I have a matter of arrangement. The errand, then, is very simple. I need the skull of Eluv and Drano. I'll find you'll find it in the Almdrano Ancestral Tomb. Take care not to upset the natives. The Dunmer are very particular and primitive in their prejudices against necromancy. Take grave objection to unauthorized tomb visits. Okay, where is it? The Androno tomb is south of Plagiad, just before you reach the fork in the road. Go southwest from Sedanine, turn southwest to Vivek, and then you'll find you may need an enchanted blade, as some spirits are immune to normal weapons. Here, take this old short sword, and maybe these scrolls will come in handy too. So if you ask her about necromancy, that can trigger its own quest. No, of course not. I cannot teach you spells. I'm not a necromancer. No, absolutely not. Not a necromancer. So if you want to follow up on that chest, you have to unlock one of these chests here. Because we're a member of the Mages Guild, if we unlock those chests, we'll get kicked out of the guild and be in trouble. And the Mages Guild is one of the most factions in Morrowind are have a set number of times you can be kicked out before it's out for good. And there's one that isn't that way, but like the Temple, you get 2 strikes. So if you break Temple Doctrine 3 times, you are no longer allowed to rejoin the guild. So we did what she asked of us. We came over to the Sedanine docks, and then we're going to move southwest. I actually, for the longest time, did not know about this pathing to the tomb, which I should have, because it's very similar, but I didn't understand the relation of Plagiad over there to Sedanine. They're very close to one another, despite being, despite being 2 separate towns. I'm going to quick save because we haven't done that in a while. And it's good to have good habits. So this right here is the Ancestral Tomb. Plagiad is right over there. I'm probably going to walk that way just so I can mark it on my map. It's not a big town of much interest, but it is a town. And we can see right over there where our mini-map is. It'll tell us when we're in Plagiad proper. Or it should have. I guess we are in Plagiad proper. So we're going to go back south. There's a bandit cave down here. That's for like a later quest. It's over there. Some really powerful enemies in it. I don't know how well we'll be able to deal with that. I'm also running out of magicka, but there's luckily a shrine in here, so we don't have to worry about that. We just have to kill the first ghost, and we should be fine. Yeah, I should have enough to cast this. Yeah, so that's the only thing keeping us from a max magicka bar. So this is a dead adventure. You can find corpses like this all throughout Morrowind. There we go. So I'm going to save before I go over here because there's something bad over here. Actually, there are several bad things over here. And this is one of them. So normally skeletons are not difficult enemies. But archer skeletons have enchanted arrows. And enchanted arrows hit like a truck in this game. Because someone in the Morrowind dev team, I don't know who it was, decided that paralyzed arrows were a good idea. So they gave them to skeletons, and there are skeletons in the game that will paralyze you for 5 seconds every time they hit you with an arrow. And the rate of fire is greater than once every 5 seconds. So, if you run into one of those skeletons, they hit you, you die. That's how it works. You just die. Because the skeleton paralyzes you, and then it paralyzes you, and then it paralyzes you. and it doesn't matter how high your health bar is, eventually it'll whittle you down. Iron Shield, Bone Mill, we don't need any of that. So there was a tomb near Sedonin I neglected to visit. And the reason I neglected to visit it was because it has a very powerful item in it. I didn't want to get it very quickly. It's not that powerful, it's relatively powerful for what the game intends to be powerful. So in Morrowind, a lot of the items you'll find are like the Thief Ring. They say when cast, when used. So they'll appear here in your magic items bar, and you'll only get the effect from them when you activate them like a magic spell. There are others that are constant effect enchanted items. And constant effect enchanted items are very rare in the game. They tend to be artifacts, and they tend to provide you like a passive effect down here on your hotbar. And the cave near Sedonin has one of these items. You also have to be able to beat a couple ghosts to get to it. Which I can do, I'm just not reliably certain we could do it at level 1. Book. Homilies of the Blessed Amalexia, Sosasil and the Scribes. The young Sosasil, while playing in the egg mine, saw a number of scripts deep in the shaft, and he began to cast stones upon them, snickering as they skittered and scattered, until one of the scripts, lifting its head up in agony, cried out to Sosasil, "Please, please, have mercy, little boy, for what is the sport to you is suffering and death to us." And so Sosasil discovered that the idle amusements of one may be the solemn torments of another. So the reason I started reading some of these, this book is because it's related to the gods. And, you know, we're going to be in the temple, so we need to know a little bit about the gods. See that sticking through the door? That's a bone walker. It's not the dangerous variety. So there are a couple of varieties of Bone Walker in the game. So there's this Bone Walker, there's the Lesser Bone Walker, which is below this version, and then there's the Greater Bone Walker. And the Greater Bone Walker is going to be the discussion of our, the point of interest of our TED Talk for the day. You see these stats right here? These are the stats that the game endows you with, so that you may play in the game world. The Greater Bone Walker has a spell that can damage them. And when he damages these skill points, these attribute points, they don't go back up. So one of the worst spells that it has is a damage strength. Damage strength spell. And he can get your strength from 60, 70 to 0 in pretty flat time. And if you have 0 strength, that means you can't carry anything. Nothing. Your max carry load is 0. So that is how you get stuck in a tomb and die horribly. And if we run into one of those at this point in time, we have no way of counteracting it. So there are a couple of ways to counteract it. The best way is to create a spell for yourself that does it yourself. Because if you get sprung on by a Greater Bone Walker, you might be in a place where you won't have access to other means. So spell is a pretty good way. Next to spell is potion. So if you can make a potion that restores strength, that can really help you out. And then the final way is either a Shrine of the Tribunal or a Shrine of the Divines, because they have this restoration skill. And on the Shrine of the Divines, it's just called Restore Attributes. On this one, it's called Emma Stoney's Restoration. It'll restore all of your stats back up to what they were. So those are the three ways that you can recover from an encounter with a Greater Bonewalker. I'm gonna rest here. I hope I don't get jumped. I did get jumped, just not by something dangerous. So we got the skull. Did I pass? I did pass the exit. There I go. One of the odd things about playing this game a lot is that you begin to have, begin to be able to judge distances based on, actually, while I'm out this way, I should collect flowers. So that's a quest for Azira of the Mage's Guild that I haven't gotten to yet. And 3 out of the 4 flowers are this way. So I don't remember, these ones are a little harder to remember. I think I need one of these too. I think I need some, I don't need you, but I do need you. You know what I'm saying? I believe I need some heather. Which I already have apparently. And then I need a gold canna, I think it's called. Should be back up this way. We are a little slow. I really do need to get myself an intervention spell. I could always just go get some scrolls, but having the real thing would probably be more useful. So I think those are the 3 flowers I need. There's a 4th one. It's actually this one right here, I'm pretty sure. We'll check with Azira next time we see her to see if we have what we need. But I think I do. I don't remember that flower being there, if I'm being honest. I generally go up towards Caldera when I want to find the last flower. That's a Gar over there. Sometimes they're friendly, sometimes they're not, so I'm not going to risk it. They're not particularly dangerous, but they are basically like pack animals, so they're like a horse. Not as tanky, mind you, but and another day has passed in Morrowind. Wow. Slipping away from us. Did I get anything of value out of there? Not really. Not worth visiting Creeper yet. After this, we'll probably take a break from the main quest and go do some more Mage's Guild stuff. I could start my temple journey. But I don't really want to start the temple journey until I double check how viable it all is. So we're coming down here to give this lady her skull, which he's definitely not going to use for necromancy. Yep, there you go. Nerevarine cult. The Ashlander cult believes in the long-dead hero Nerevarine will be reborn to honor ancient promises to the tribes. According to legend, the prophesied Nerevarine will cast down the false gods of the tribunal and restore the traditional ancestor worship practiced by the Ashlanders, and drive out all the Outlanders from Morrowind. Both the Temple and the Empire outlaw the cult, but it persists among the Outlanders who care little for Imperial or Temple law. Dare take this copy of my notes and give them to Caius. Sounds good to me. Not you. You're not Azira. Duties. Local flowers. Yes. There we go. Yes, these are the flowers Azira needs. Azira has made more potions for you. Azira hopes that you will use them well. So 6 cheap restore magic. That's expensive potions. I want to sell you this, and I want to sell you this, and I want to sell you this, and I want to sell you this. You know what? I'll also sell you these because I don't. Okay, because I don't need them. Don't know where I got Tarma root from, but offer. Got any duties for me? Ceramic bowl. Okay. So she asked us to go pick up a bowl. We'll do that after we talk to Kaya because we're getting our priorities straight, you know. Getting a bowl for a cat lady, not as important as delivering confidential intel to our spy master. But as soon as we're done with our spy master, we'll get the bowl because, you know, it's important to keep our promises. We are going to be a heroic sort, kind of, vaguely speaking. We might do some dastardly things here and there, but it'll all be forgiven. Why is it always raining in Balmora? Greetings. And these are Sharn's notes on the Neverine cult. Excellent. I'm promoting you to Blade's apprentice movers. Now give me some time to think about how all this fits in the Emperor's plans for you. And I'd like to see you at a higher level of conditioning before I send you out again. So take some time to polish your skills, enhance your cover story with a little freelance adventuring, and then when you're at the level of performance I want to see, I'll have new orders for you. Blade's apprentice. I'm promoting you to Blade's apprentice rank, effectively immediately. And here, a little present. 2 spell scrolls. Divine intervention will call you to the nearest Imperial Shrine, and Almasazi's intervention will recall you to the nearest temple. They come in handy for quick getaways. No, Uvers. No thanks needed. You're doing great work. Now get out of here and let me read. Aye, aye, boss. So we're in a bit of a lull in our questing, aren't we? Because we've just finished up what we can for the main quest right now. These 2 are dodgy. I'm a sleeper one among thousands. I bring a message. Dagus calls you, and you cannot deny your lord. The 6th house has risen. He is the lord and the father of the mountain. He sleeps, but when he wakes, we shall rise from our dreams, and we shall sweep our land clean of the Inwa. Why have you denied him? As did Lord Dagos has said, all shall greet him in flesh or as dust. 6th house? Now you notice when we ask about 6th house, his disposition goes down. If you ask about it too much, they will turn hostile. So you don't want to click on that. And these 2 are both sleepers. They're Balmora sleepers. So every town has a couple of sleepers in it. Right, she wants a bowl. Armor wouldn't have a bowl. Outfitter wouldn't have a bowl. Pawnbroker might have one. Hello? Ceramic bowl. I'll need one. Bit of hiccups. going down here. Back to issue. Stolen reports. Mushrooms and flowers, major kill. Ceramic bowl. Yes, here it is. Alright, so we have to find our stolen reports. So they are in the Mage's Guild. One of them is right there, and the other one's where we were looking at. We were coming down the stairs. I was seeing if they were present, even though we hadn't accepted the quest yet. I don't think they were. Yeah, they weren't. It's weird that Ajira has to do reports when she becomes a journeyman, but we don't. I don't really understand it myself. So on reports, yes, here they are. And then we got a bunch of exclusive potions, so that's really good. And you know what that means? Travel time. Caldera. Money Central. That's where we need to go. Gotta go over to our banking friend, Creeper. So it's actually revealed later on, I think in ESO, that Creeper is related to Clavicus Vile. Or maybe, I don't know if he's like, I don't know how he's related to Clavicus Vile. I think he's related to either him or Barbus, which is part of Clavicus Vile. And our friend Ajira. Ajira wants us to be wealthy. And I like her for that, you know? I want to be wealthy too. We can sell this spear, we don't need it. Can I sell these scrolls? I can sell these scrolls, I just don't want to sell the intervention scroll. Yeah, I'll sell that one. Don't need these two. Don't need these two. Don't need these two. Find intervention. There we go. So we're gonna head back to, Balmora. Yeah, Balmora. And train up our heavy armor another 10 times. I have another skill down here that's endurance. So we have heavy armor. I think there are only 3 endurance skills, which is the issue because we have 2 of them as our main skill. The problem is I just like spear as a weapon type. It's not present in any of the other games, and I figured it might as well be shown off. We're still in low enough levels that I think 4k gold will be enough to get us through. Like, if I can't... I really just don't want to skip endurance. That's the issue. Because you'll notice our health went up by 5. That's because we had 50 endurance. When you raise endurance, it raises the increase of your health when you level up. So, any levels you have under level 100 mean one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What? Oh, that's real bad. That's real bad. So the reason that's bad I'm pretty sure we've just screwed the pooch. Okay, we didn't. We did waste a lot of money, but we didn't screw the pooch. So I think in a version of the game that multipliers were level specific. So if you reached a new level, so if you went from if you had 10 points that equaled the level, it would only count the multipliers that you achieved within that 10-point span. So there is a chance there that we wouldn't get our endurance multiplier because I accidentally hit blunt a bunch of times. But I guess, oh my god. Teleports behind me, okay. I dispose of corpse. So, that's a Black Dark Brotherhood assassin. Not a Black Brotherhood, Dark Brotherhood. And we're actually a little lucky that he showed up when he did. Because, we just spent all of our money. And we're also in the position where we still need money. So, I'm gonna go sell off his crap. So his armor is very valuable. It's also very good light armor. So if you want to play a light armor character, just sleep a bunch at the beginning of the game and try to kill him as early as you can, because he does have the second best light armor in the game. So there is something to be said about that if you want to do a light armor playthrough. We aren't light armor. So for us, it's just gold. You buy soul gems? What? I would never have guessed. So eventually we're going to get into the problem where our heavy armor is higher than our medium armor and spear. And when that happens, we'll switch over to training medium armor and spear. Just to save some money. So there is a trick you can do. It's a little too exploitative for my taste. Where you can make training basically free. And if you're doing that, it helps you save a bunch of money, and then you don't have to do this whole rigmarole of running back and forth to Creeper and all of that. So there is something to be said about it in that regard, like if you're doing a playthrough by yourself. If you just want to cut out this travel time, you go over to the Legion Fort over there. There's a lady in the jail cell that sells basically a drain skill spell. You drain a skill 100 points on yourself, and then you go talk to the trainer while it's active. So you generally make it like drain heavy armor 100 points for 3 seconds. You cast it on yourself, then you activate the trainer while it's still active. The trainer will register that your skill in heavy armor is 0, so it will charge you 1 gold to train you in heavy armor. When the spell wears off, your heavy armor will go back to what it was, but it will be increased by 1. So that is a really good way to train up if you're interested. We're actually going to go over to the Mages Guild because I'm thinking about what I should be doing in this time slot. And I figure since we're gonna do the Telvanni stuff anyways, we might as well just go over and join House Telvanni. Telvanni is in Sadris Mora. This is the Mages Guild in Sadris Mora. They're a bunch of good chaps. Spells. This is about spells. But you don't have them, so I'm not interested in you. It's this man over here that has them. And he has this spell, which is Divine Intervention. It's really good. But he also has Absorb Health, which is a really good spell. And I'm actually gonna hotkey Absorb Health over Fire Bite. And the reason for that is Absorb Health increases our mysticism, which is hilariously low at the moment. And we need to get that up. So it's always good to put away your ready arms or weapons. This is another Thieves Guild location. This is their House Telvanni base of operations. And this is the Telvanni. So the Telvanni live in these mushrooms. They're really cool blokes. They're a bit utilitarian for most people's taste, honestly. Like they believe that might makes right, and that if you steal something and you get away with it, you obviously deserved it. And they'll basically forgive you for breaking their rules an indefinite number of times. And you don't even have to pay them back anything, I don't think. They'll just be like, yeah, you're cool, go on ahead. And if you want to join them, you come into this building here. And you'll talk to one of these guys. So this is the council. The mage lords send a underranking steward of theirs to the council to speak on their behalf. So this guy, he is Galath Mathias. He is the mouth of Master Aaron. So the masters are these like very powerful mages, and the council here is made up of mouth, and the mouth rule in the stead of the they rule in the stead of the mage lord. And they basically get orders from their mage lords on how they should be running the policy of the towns. So we're going to ask to join. Yes, you may be a worthy candidate. Would you like to join? Yes, I would. Here are the rules of House Telvanni. We trust all members of House Telvanni to use their own judgment. If you steal from another Telvanni but live, then you clearly deserve what you stole. Murdering your opponents by magic or treachery is the traditional way of settling disputes. If you win, you are clearly your argument has more merits. You may be expelled, as in any other great houses, but most Telvanni will not care or even know about it. Does this appeal to you? Yes, it does. So chores, what do you want from me? Master Aaron wants to deliver a message to Davis Fry. Coded message. And he gives you a bunch of water walking and stuff like that, swift swim potions. What choice do you have for me? 5 portions of slope soap. Easy as rain. Chores. 3 questions. Okay, I can do that. What do you got for me? Chores. Muck. 5 portions of muck. Okay. Chores. New clothes. That's a little harder, but we'll do it. So if you want the ingredients for this, because I generally do all of the chores at the same time. So we want 5 sludge soap, 5 muck. Ferris hole in the wall, not the one we're looking for. There's another one around here. Might be you up here. Yeah. So she sells sludge soap. She actually sells a lot of really good ingredients. Like she has frost salts, which is really good. I think she also has like void salt somewhere. Probably towards the end. Well, there's our sludge soap. That's what we're looking for. that cost us a pretty penny. But she gave us 500 gold, so we can't complain too much. Do you have muck? You do have muck. Okay. So we have 2 out of 5 quests done. So we have Aaron's quest left, the quest for clothes, and the quest for questions. So those are the 3 harder quests. We'll probably wait for a little bit before we do them. I like to turn them in at the same time because then you can just get a new string of quests from everybody. And you don't have to remember all of the details about things. So I could go visit Master Aaron. I don't have the levitation to actually get to him, which is unfortunate. But I mean, we are in this direction, aren't we? We are in this direction. Ouch. Slipped and fell. Hurt ourselves pretty bad. We're actually going to use a potion for the first time, too. Potion of water walking. Yeah. We want to go towards this little blip here on the map. Telefry. Because even though we don't have the levitation we need, there is a potion in his room that has levitation. And I do remember the last time I was doing this quest, I had already gotten a significant way in the Temple's quest, and as a result, I couldn't just steal the potion because there was somebody in the room with the potion, because she was a lady from the temple who has an interesting disease. Let's just say that. So I can show off the power of this if I can actually cast it. Yeah, that's why this spell is so good. You can let enemies wail on you as long as you hit once. Doesn't matter. We can Swift Swim. I haven't really used Swift Swim effects. I don't know how much value they provide you. I prefer water walking. Here's a mud crab. He's not a merchant though, so we're not interested. There's a boat for Telefry. And there it is. So Telefry is an atypical Telvanni homestead. The guy that lives here is a bit atypical in himself. He, I don't really want to say like a bleeding heart, because he's not. But he's like a medical mage, in a way. He's, undoubtedly powerful. Like, he's one of the most powerful characters in all of Morrowind. And we are going to go speak to him, so... So when you get in here, you want to take some of his stuff, because... I mean, he just left it here. That's on him, not us. friends. So, journeyman. Journeyman, we got an upgrade. Got some skooma here. It is worth 500 gold. Got a good skooma pipe. Some corpus sweepings. Got some clothes. You might notice that, not Min's clothes. There's a reason for that. We kind of avoided his children. We only got 2 chances at this. He's up here. There he is. Not interesting, sorry. Not your fault, perhaps, but you are not interesting, and I cannot waste my energy talking to boring people. Message from Master Aaron. Yes, I will accept this message. Please wait while I read this. In just a minute, I will write a reply. Here, take this back to Matthias and tell him that I must reject his master's thoughtful proposal. Very good. So a quick save there because there's a key on the desk here. I'm 99% sure he didn't become... Yeah, he didn't become hostile. Okay. I need that too. And that. Whoa! Okay. So the gold was a step too much. But he didn't care about the pylon, and he didn't care about that. Okay. Coded message. Did you? Okay. So the key is part of Fry's weirdness. So you might notice this woman, her name is Alpha Fry. She's not she's not related to him, technically. Well, she is, but in a weird way. So, plunder the dungeon. He has a dungeon under his house. Yeah, he's like 4,000 years old. And, he has a bunch of these girls around. They are technically him. If you want to get as technical as it comes. Yeah, so he is, he's an expert in the disease called corpusism. And, corpusism is based off of, well, it's a very dangerous disease, and one of the more dangerous aspects of it is it causes mutations in the flesh, and we can actually do the corpusism dungeon right now because the rules of it are you're not allowed to attack anything within it. If you attack anything within it, Davis Fry will no longer speak to you, and you'll be locked out of one of the avenues of completing the game. So, there are a bunch of chests in here, they're all locked. And they all have keys. And you basically have to run around. Ouch. Not this one. And avoid the monsters that are attacking you, because they're his patients. Ouch. No, don't kill me. I want to live. And he has a bunch of keys around, and he has a bunch of, bunch of dead people who tried to rob the dungeon and did not succeed. When I get bored, we'll just scroll back to Sadras Mora. Because there is a temple in Sadras Mora. We didn't check it out, but it's in the same building as the council hall. It's just in the basement. Alright, we got one. So every chest has a key in it, and you basically start with the one key. If you want to do it the fair way, I don't always do it the fair way. Sometimes I just come back here with a spell that opens on 100% lock and a probe, and just open up the chest from there. I don't remember seeing a chest down here, but I'll double check. Oh, well, actually there's a way down here. Yeah, so these are people that are infected with corpus disease. And they're making it really hard for me to get around them. So, like, we could kill the smaller one. Like these ones here, we can kill them. They're not too dangerous. The lame corpus walker might be a bit of a problem. So there's the ones with the big mutations on their back. And I'm also running out of time. I didn't realize we were so far into it. So do I have the key for this one yet? I did have the key for this one, right. Do I have the key for this one? Not yet. So I guess it's in the next room. Steel staff, 7 gold. I don't have the key for that one. That's the last living dwarf there. He's interesting. He's got corpus disease, so we really can't do anything with him right now. We could talk to him, but he's not going to tell us anything that would be helpful. But I think we're going to stop it here. thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you. Ooh, that was weird. Part 5. Okay. So thank you guys for watching again. I will see you in the next video. If Morrowind will cooperate with me. It does generally. There it goes.